is a fantastic, hilarious film. Now you got the plane clip first, right? Yeah, I just want to make sure. That second clip, oh man, the first clip's good, but the second clip, off the charts hilarious. All right, get them ready. Let's do it. Good afternoon. I'm Steve S.H. Walters reporting for Breaking News 500 here in beautiful Vero Beach, Florida. Today's topic is the film Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Now, before we get on to planes, trains, and automobiles, if you haven't subscribed, please take a second, folks, and subscribe. Doesn't cost you a thing. We wouldn't do that to you. We appreciate you, and we appreciate our loyal subscribers. And we know we need you more than you need us. So thank you for that subscribe. And now let's get right on to it. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. This hilarious film was written, directed, and produced by John Hughes. Released in 1987, starring Steve Martin and John Candy. Now the basic story is this. Steve Martin plays Neil Page, and he's an ad executive, and he's in New York right now, looking forward to traveling home to Chicago to be with his family for Thanksgiving. And along the way, he meets John Candy, who plays Del Griffith. And Del Griffith's quite a character. He's funny, but he's a little out there, and he's got his issues too, and he's a shower curtain ring guy. Well, we've got a clip where they meet for the first time on the plane. Are you ready for this, folks? Of course, you're ready. You're ready. Oh, I get it. And Marvin's ready too, because I've been drilling him about getting those clips in the right order. And he got them in the right order. Of course he does. All right, Marvin, let's do it. Roll the clip.
I never did introduce myself. Del Griffith, American Light and Fixture, Director of Sales, Shower Curtain Ring Division. I sell shower curtain rings. Best in the world. And you are?
Neil Page.
Neil Page. Pleased to meet you, Neil Page. So what do you do for a living, Neil Page?
Marketing.
Marketing. Super. Fabulous. Isn't that nice?
Look, I don't want to be rude, but I'm not much of a conversationalist, and I'd really like to finish this article. A friend of mine wrote it, so...
Don't let me stand in your way. Please don't let me stand in your way. The last thing I want to be remembered as is an annoying blabbermouth. You know, nothing grinds my gears worse than some chowderhead who doesn't know when to keep his big trap shut. If you catch me running off with the mouth, just give me a poke in the chops.
Oh, you're back. What do you think about that clip? Do you think Del Griffith with the shower curtain guy, you think he was an annoying blabbermouth, as he said? Well, I think he could be. Apparently, Neil Page thinks so. But they're going to be on this traveling nightmare together, so they're going to have to work through all these differences that they may have with each other. It's a super funny, entertaining film. Now, John Hughes got the idea to write this script because he had his own hellish nightmare experience traveling from New York to Chicago. He wrote the script in 3 days. Now, it was just the rough draft. It took him about 20 rewrites to get it where he wanted. Once he got it where he wanted and they were getting ready to make this picture, he wanted to get Tom Hanks for the part of Neil Page and John Travolta for the part of Del Griffith, which I don't think is a good fit. But what happened at that time was Tom Hanks was busy on the film Big, so he was all tied up. He couldn't work on it. And Travolta was considered box office poison by Paramount Pictures, so they didn't want Travolta. So those guys were both out, and Steve Martin and John Candy were in. And I think these two guys were a perfect fit for this film. Now, John Candy wanted to keep in shape. He wanted to work out, maybe lose some weight. So what he did was he got some exercise equipment sent to his hotel suite. The crew set it all up, a treadmill, a bench press, some free weights, so he could work out, He could keep in shape in between making the film. Well, Steve Martin said never once did he touch any of that exercise equipment. And the train scene that they shot for this film, well, that was shot in western New York in a small town of Gowanus, and it was a dormant train that just sat there, and they used it for the film, and once they made their scenes and shot it for the film, that train has never been used since. And the night scenes that they shot with all the snow and the night driving scenes on the highway, well, that was all shot in Central California. And because it was in California and it was nighttime, they had to put fake snow, try to make it look more like a Midwest winter. Things that they do to make it look realistic for the movies. Now, we've got a special clip for you, folks. I'm dying to give you this clip. Oh, it's a good one. Get ready for this. Don't leave yet because you got to see this clip. Now, this is a super funny clip. It's super hilarious, but here's the thing. There's some bad language, and it's kind of needed for this clip. This really makes a clip. So we got to give you a viewer discretion advised. One more time, a viewer discretion advised. Are you ready? Of course you're ready. Are you ready? Of course he's ready. All right, Marvin, roll the clip.
Do the cranberry. You know I can't cook. Oh. Yeah, well, I'll see you tomorrow then. Gobble, gobble. Oh, bye-bye. Welcome to Marathon. May I help you?
Yes.
How may I help you?
You can start by wiping that fucking dumbass smile off your rosy fucking cheeks. Then you can give me a fucking automobile, a fucking Datsun, a fucking Toyota, a fucking Mustang, a fucking Buick, 4 fucking wheels and a seat.
I really don't care for the way you're speaking to me.
And I really don't care for the way your company left me in the middle of fucking nowhere with fucking keys to a fucking car that isn't fucking there. And I really didn't care to fucking walk down a fucking highway and across a fucking runway to get back here to have you smile at my fucking face. I want a fucking car right fucking now.
May I see your rental agreement?
I threw it away.
Oh, boy.
Oh boy, what?
You're fucked.
What do you think about that scene? Woo! Funny, funny, classic scene. You know, there was 19 F-bombs in 60 seconds in that scene. Director John Hughes told Edie McClure, that played the rental agency lady, just to fake a phone call. Make up somebody, a family member, friend, and just kind of work off Steve Martin. And that's exactly what she did, and it became a classic scene. And she's told to this day by the public, when they see her in public, to go ahead and tell them that they're, what a memorable scene that she still hears that to this day. And Steve Martin and John Candy had both stated that this is one of the most favorite films they've ever worked on. And it truly is a classic comedy film. Now we got a special treat for you, folks. We're going to give you public reviews, not critic reviews, public reviews. What do you and I and the general public think about this film? So I'm going to get out my little public reviews. I'm going to put Marvin back to work. Marvin, you know what I'm going to ask for? He's ready. All right, let's time it right. Are you ready, Marvin? Drum roll, please. Thank you, Marvin. You're on point today. All right, let's see what the general public has to say on their opinions on public reviews. Our first review. I'm not sure who was responsible for bringing Steve Martin and John Candy together, but they're both genius in my book, and they were brought together with just the right material. I agree with that 110%. Our second review. John Hughes' best adult comedy ever. Never was his talent more on display than this film. I agree with that also. And our last review. What is more funny movie than one with both Steve Martin and John Candy in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles? This movie had me laughing the whole time. It is a super funny film. You can see it on Paramount Plus, Amazon, Apple TV, and I'm sure a few other places. Now I want you to put down in the comments your favorite scene from this film. What do you like most about this film? The story in general, the characters, what was your best scene? There are so many great scenes in this film. It's really, you're just going to like nonstop laugh watching this whole movie. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this look back at Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. And from Marvin, my staff, the Breaking News 500 team, thanks for watching. Have a great day.